Summer is here and it's time to get the body right. We've been working on glowing up for so long that in today's video, we are going to be talking about how to build a relationship with food. If you have been struggling in your fitness journey and you're looking to see results, this is the video for you. We are currently in week number 4 out of 6 when it comes to losing body fat and building muscle, especially in the glutes. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And for my girls returning, welcome back. For those who do not know, I am a certified personal trainer, a certified nutritionist, and a Bikini Pro Olympian. I've been training for over 10 years. And so the tips that I share today are tips that I usually share with my clients, along with tips that have helped me build a better relationship with food. I want you to know that many of the things that you've been struggling with when it comes to your body, when it comes to weight fluctuation, when it comes to your cravings, emotional eating, anything that you're currently struggling when it comes to your fitness goals, your fitness journey, all of us are very similar. You're not just going to grow up with a nutritionist or a dietitian or a personal trainer in your household. So it's really important that you are getting the best advice. And I honestly highly recommend that everyone in their lifetime should at least invest into a personal trainer, a naturopath, a nutritionist at least once in their life, so they have proper guidance at least once in their life. If you hire the right person, you will be left with the right tools and understanding of how your body works. You are not going to know how your body works when you're doing so many crazy things to your body, thinking that this is how you're going to see results. Now, I need you to reframe your mind, looking at what you put into your body as fuel rather than comfort or satisfaction. It's just like filling up a premium luxury car. I want you to treat your body as such. When you think about, I am eating for fuel, not for pleasure. We eat for pleasure out of moderation and balance. When you're over consuming or overindulging, you're just putting crap into a beautiful, luxurious vehicle. This is the vehicle that drives you every single day, anywhere you want to go, with anything that you want to do. It allows you to move, it allows you to be awake and hopefully full of energy. But it depends on what kind of fuel you are putting in your tank. Personally, for me, I do not do restrictive diets. I do not do harsh dieting. I don't do keto diets. I do believe in intermittent fasting. However, it is important that you are consistent with the time frame and eating a good amount of meals throughout that time frame. Whatever you decide to stick to in your nutrition routine, you just need to be consistent and find a love for what you're doing. You do not want to feel restricted. That's the one thing that most people do when they're starting any kind of weight loss goal or they're looking to be in a deficit. You are probably already in a deficit. Most people are already eating under 1,400 calories. Your metabolism, your hormones are going to be out of whack. When you're not eating enough food, that is when your body is going to be too hungry, that you're going to opt in for unhealthy food. That's how you're going to overindulge. And I'm going to show you how to fix that in just a minute. One way to let go of food guilt is to acknowledge that all food can fit into a healthy nutrition regimen. It all comes down to the portion size. Even when you want to overindulge or say you wanted a cookie or some ice cream, it all comes down to your portion size. Which leads to number 2, practice mindful eating. This is going to change your life. When you're starting to eat, I need you to slow down when you are eating. I want you to pay attention to how you feel before you eat, during, and after. Yes, this is going to make a huge difference to you developing a relationship with food. Knowing how you emotionally and mentally feel prior to eating. Are you starving? Are you emotional? What are you choosing based on the emotion rather than the goal? Now, when you're eating, are you just chugging it back or are you savoring every bite? When you're done, how do you feel? Do you feel sluggish, tired, or full of energy? These things are important to note. So I want you to start to write down, maybe take note of your food habits for the next week or so, and let's talk about it again next week, or talk about it down below in the comments. Doing this can help you recognize your hunger cues, which is going to make it a lot easier for you to stop eating once you are full. When you have this relationship with your body and you know that you are full, you will know then to stop eating and put the food to the side. Also, if you are plating your food within portion sizes, there should be no reason why you are overeating. But listen, if you have grown up with a plate full of food, packed with a ton of food, mostly carbs and fats, then that is all your body and your mind currently knows. So you do have to retrain your body. You do have to retrain your mind as well, your gut, your stomach, for it to know that I'm done eating. You have to be really strong with this because your body only knows what is familiar. From seeing, your mind is connected to your stomach. So you have been seeing a huge plate of food for so long, and now you need to adjust your meals. You need to make them a little bit smaller. For example, for lunch, if you can do a whole foot long or a full bowl of Chipotle, I want you to cut it in half. And then after you're done eating, I want you to drink water, go for a walk, do something that's going to take your mind off of food immediately. Something that is very low maintenance where you are not upsetting your stomach. Go and read a book. Just remove yourself from the thought of food. Remove yourself from being around the food. And when there are other people around you that are encouraging you to self-sabotage and go against your goals and this new habit that you're trying to develop, I need you to put them in their place immediately, because I know there are certain families that will shame you for not finishing your food, or shame you for losing weight, or just shame you in general, and you're unhappy. If you're unhappy with your body, then you need to do something about it and stop worrying about the other people who are going to be so upset that you lost weight or so upset that you took care of yourself. Those people need to be put into their place. A lot of people like to rub off their insecurities and things that they don't want to do or work hard for onto you because they don't want to do it, right? You honestly have to pay attention that bad company usually pulls people in to be just as bad. When you have bad habits and your friends have bad habits too, they will not be happy when you want to have good habits, because they probably are not in the mindset currently to want to have good habits. You can't force people to be alongside the journey when you're ready to elevate. You just need to take note of how you feel and do something about it. If you know that you're struggling with overeating and overconsuming, I need you to start to portion out your food. You need to take time and enjoy your food and savor the moment. You are here in this present moment once, right? I'm 30 years old on March 18th once. This is another reason why you should not be too distracted when you are consuming food. You want to properly be chewing your food and breaking it down, because chances are if you're scuffing it back, is another reason why your body is having a hard time breaking it down. Number 3 is going to be avoid dieting mentalities. I need you to ditch the restrictive diets and start to listen to your body. Restrictive diets do not work. I tell my clients this all the time, and I think this is why I always have a really good success rate when it comes to the meal plans that I give to my clients. You cannot feel restricted. If you like to eat pasta, we need to keep the pasta in. If you like to eat bread, however, we're going to eat that in moderation. My clients are not allowed to eat bread every single day. I don't care if it's gluten-free, if it's a sourdough or rye. You cannot eat bread every single day when you want to lose weight. If you want to gain weight, if you're on the other spectrum and you want to gain weight, sure, you can eat a little bit of bread every single day. But honey, unless you got some strong genetics, I would just say eat whole foods. You want to prioritize eating whole foods overall. You should not feel restricted. When you are doing your keto diets or paleo diets, like any diet where you're just eliminating foods you love. Now listen, if you are lactose intolerant or gluten intolerant, you definitely need to cut those out, right? There's always lactose-free items. Even when we add in those lactose-free and gluten-free items, this is still to be consumed in moderation. For example, I have lactose-free cheese, and lactose-free yogurt in my fridge. I do not consume these every single day. I focus on creating meals of whole foods. You guys will see a lot of my pancakes. You'll see a lot of potatoes. You'll see a lot of brown rice or brown rice pasta. I am focused on whole food ingredients. And that is going to make a huge difference to seeing your muscle dropping body fat. It's so important to try and find a sustainable way of eating that works for your body long term, not just for these 30 days, not just for a 75 hard challenge. That is why I say when you are doing restrictive dieting, you end up falling off once it's done. If you didn't enjoy it while you were doing it, if you don't enjoy it after, if you are not going to carry on when you are done. So this is why it's really important to listen to your body. If you are struggling with your cravings, I need you to work it in where you are not enjoying an entire bag of chips or an entire box of cookies. Maybe you just work your way down instead of cutting it cold turkey. You have to practice slow reduction. So for me, I have a huge sweet tooth. And what I did in the beginning of my journey is I would get brownies. I used to work at Starbucks when I was 19. I would get the brownies from Starbucks and I would cut it into 9 squares. I would cut it into 9 mini squares. And that would actually help me a lot because I would go in for one little cube and eat it. And then I would be busy. And then I would come back an hour later and I would have a second one. And then I would feel satisfied. Instead of eating this small brownie, I only ate a little bit of that brownie, which didn't affect my fitness journey. However, if you are struggling with having certain items in your home, I would suggest to not have it in your home and only consume it outside. Do not bring it inside the house. When you're inside the house, this is your opportunity to bake things, bake healthier things, gluten-free, lactose-free, healthier, low in sugar. I need you to play around and whip it up in the kitchen. When you start to make your own foods, you are going to see a noticeably difference in your body and in your midsection so that you're not bloated. Many of you guys can relate when I say fad diets and extreme dieting only has led you to cycles of deprivation or overeating. And now that we are listening to your body, I want you to pay attention to your body's signals, hunger, fullness, cravings, and respond accordingly. I have trained my body to eat every 2 to 3 hours, whether I'm consuming 5 meals or 6 meals. I usually start eating at 10 and I finish eating at 8. So usually I will consume about 4 to 5 meals within that time frame, every hour and a half to 2 hours. My body usually gets hungry closer to the second hour. So I know that I need to have food ahead of schedule. If I do not have food planned, then the cravings rush in because they know, I probably have some cookies around. I probably have a banana loaf around, then I'm gonna grab that instead. So you need to know the difference between being actually hungry or wanting to satisfy your cravings because you're in a rush or because you're unprepared or because you're emotionally not well or something happened. You need to become aware of all of these responses. Number 4, I need you to include a variety of food in your nutrition regimen. Balance is key. Eating a variety of whole foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. I will list some right here. This is all going to be so important to your overall health. I need you to write this down and also do some research on this. I want you to learn about healthy fats, saturated fats, complex carbs, refined carbs, lean protein, fatty proteins. I want you to start to do this kind of research. Once you write this list down for your fats, carbs, and your protein, you are going to be able to see all of the foods that you enjoy. Once you see the categories that they are in, you'll know, okay, maybe for lunch, I'm going to have a lean protein, and for dinner, I'm going to have a fatty protein. But there's no way that you are going to consume fatty proteins all day and not have lean proteins. There's no way that you're going to have a ton of saturated fats and not have healthy fats all day. So you're gonna start to limit what does not align with your goals. Number 5, challenge your negative thoughts when it comes to food. I want you to understand that everyone has struggles when it comes to food. There are some times where I will overeat or overindulge in things like ice cream, some cookies. For me, it doesn't happen that often. However, I am a coach, I am a bodybuilder, but it took me years to develop these habits, and it's going to take you some time to retrain your mind and your body. It's all about how you talk to yourself and how you start to see yourself as well. If you kind of remind yourself that what you are choosing to do is based on fuel, based on providing the energy that your body needs. Because if you catch yourself thinking negatively or feeling guilty, unhappy, sad because you caved, I want you to try and replace those thoughts with being kinder to yourself. This is going to be a process. It sounds easier than it looks, and it is a process. But I want you to remind yourself of all of the tips that I'm talking about today and try and write as much of this down. If you do not already have like a nutrition diary or a nutrition log, this is the time to get one. Number 6, incorporate movement that makes your body feel good. So whether you're doing yoga, Pilates, working out from home, or going to the gym, I just want you to chase the feeling, because I know getting to the gym or starting the workout or wanting to go to the class is hard. It's hard when you're tired. Think about it. If you fuel your body properly, you're going to have energy to go to these places. But I also want you to rewire your mind to believing that what you're currently doing with going to the classes is allowing you to have that feeling of a confidence boost, of feeling good in your body, of seeing results, of building muscle. And remember, everything takes time. You don't go at least consistently. I'm talking 3 times a week or 2 times a week. Maybe you didn't make it to the gym. Okay, let me see you do some mountain climbers and squat jumps from home. Do something, go outside for a walk. As long as you build this into your routine and your entire life, you will be set. This is not something that you do for 30 days or 75 days. I want you to build this habit into, this is my entire life. We are currently designing the woman of your dreams. I need you to start acting like her today, or acting like him today. When you only commit yourself to 30 days or 75 days, you are going to fall off. You may plateau, you may give up, you may say, forget it, this is too hard. But there are just too many weak individuals in the world. There are more weak people in the world than there are strong. Imagine if this world was coming to an end and you had to fight for your life. A lot of you guys would just surrender, right? I'm building soldiers, okay? Soldiers that need to keep up with their endurance, with their stamina, with their energy, with their belief. You do have power and strength within you. I'm not gonna stop telling you, but I need you to go and discover it for yourself. Do you think 10 years ago I was in love with going to the gym? You know what kept me focused? I really wanted revenge. First boyfriend at the time, I don't think he ever saw value in me, but I really never saw the value in myself. He was the one that would work out, and I was the girl who would come around and eat a ton of crap food and neglect good habits. I had terrible habits. I had low self-esteem and I had no confidence. And when I committed myself to the gym, I started raising my standards, elevating, life started feeling better. You know, when you're having a crappy day and you go to the gym and you've done something, you worked on yourself, you feel amazing. I need this to be a part of your lifestyle. I need this to be the coping mechanism, the healthier coping mechanism, instead of turning to a bag of chips, instead of choosing to smoke something, instead of pouring yourself a few glasses of wine, even 1 glass of wine. The more often you continue with these bad habits and they're not in moderation, and this is your emotional cue, that is the first thing you reach for, you plummet. You're not going to see any results within your body goals or within the gym. And then you get discouraged. Listen, if you did not know, you cannot outtrain a bad diet. So you really want to make sure that when you really want something, if you want to see progress in your body, stop making it so hard. Y'all make it so hard. I'm going to do this diet. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You just need to eat cleaner. You just need to limit your sugar, limit saturated fat, limit all this bread and anything that is processed, pre-packaged, you didn't cook. Honestly, order from a meal prep service or cook your food at home. At least give yourself 3 months to see these results. Food is 90% of seeing results. So if you think that you can just self-sabotage and then you're gonna see results, honey, your genetics need to be strong. And my genetics are not that strong. They are there, but they are not that strong. I am made out of majority muscle, and that is because I eat a lot of lean protein. I don't eat a lot of crap. But when I first started my journey, I was at McDonald's all the time. I love McFlurries. I love McDonald's coffee. I love Harvey's and all of these low fast food joints. And now I opt in for better experiences where I go out for date nights, or during the day I'll go out and I'll eat better meals at quality restaurants that have quality ingredients. My lifestyle has changed, but that is only because I require premium, top quality gas fuel that goes into my system. I want you to see your body as such. You shouldn't be overindulging anyways, so the luxurious or nice restaurants shouldn't even be a problem. If you just cut back on buying all this junk food when you go to the grocery store, you really need to know what you are buying, what you are working towards, and really stick to that. Be firm. Put on some music. Play my video. Do whatever you got to, but commit to this as a change in your life that is going to change your entire life. Period in your life that is going to change your entire life. Another tip here is going to be not letting your emotions control your decision making. I remember making a video, I think it's my day 2 video, about how important our choices and daily decisions are, and they shape our future. Once again, it's so important to rewire your mind and pay attention when you are choosing things or choosing to do anything or act out based on your emotional state. I know as women, we are emotional beings, but don't let that be the excuse to why you always lose. Let that be the reason why you win. Let that be the reason why you level up. Let that be the fuel that motivates you to keep going. When somebody has upset you or things are going wrong and you choose to do better because you know that you deserve better. That is honestly how I had to rewire my mind. Growing up, I didn't have much. I finally started to work out and find my strength. I started to develop not only my body, but my mind. I became mentally and physically and emotionally stronger. I got to see that I'm capable of doing hard things and pushing myself through hard moments and still making it out on top. Bodybuilding has taught me a lot. We do hard diets on season, off season, where I had to say no to going out. I had to sacrifice a lot to become a pro, sacrifice a lot to get on big stages, sacrifice a lot to get my body down to certain sizes. And I encourage my clients and I encourage you that you cannot let your emotions win all the time. If you continue to allow your emotional state to win, you will never get to see and discover your actual potential. And a lot of people are performing under their potential. A lot of people are settling below average, settling under their potential because they don't want to do the work. No one wants to do the hard things in life. You want the guys to do all the nitty gritty hard things, and you want to just be over here playing with your hair and playing with pink bows. I'm sorry, but if you want to be the one that stands out with some sexy legs, feeling tight and confident in your body, then yeah, you need to get up and start to make choices because you want it that bad. And no one and nothing can get in the way of that. I need you to build a bulletproof mind where no one gets in the way of your goals. The people around you should respect your decisions. If you're into bodybuilding, it's everyone's dream to go to watch the Olympia or even be on that stage. It is the hardest stage in the world, and to get there requires a lot of discipline. And I knew that I had to become disciplined when I was single and disciplined in a relationship, because it is easy to gain that weight when you're in a relationship. And so I encourage you to stand strong and focus on your goals and do this for you. You are going to be with your body. You are going to deal with your body for the rest of your life. Even if your man loves you and you don't love yourself, it is important to build the love for yourself over how other people love you or view you. How you treat and feel about yourself it makes a world of a difference. This is probably the biggest thing that has helped me build a better relationship with food, and that has been baking and also making healthier recipes. I'm a foodie girl. I'm a foodie. I love going to restaurants. I love me some good food, okay? I will eat. I love going out to restaurants. Because of that, I like to recreate recipes like bowls or pancakes, anything pastas. I like to recreate dishes that I enjoyed while I was at a restaurant. So important to get creative with the food that you're eating. Don't be lazy. It's so easy to become lazy and all you want to do is buy the pre-made item. However, when you are making your own food, you control the ingredients that goes into your food. You're going to be less inflamed, less bloated, less constipated, less breakouts, because you know the quality ingredients that you are putting into your food. I also do a lot of scanning using the Yuka app, where I scan for the quality of each ingredient or most of the food items that I buy at either the big bulk store Costco or smaller grocery stores. And then when I make my meals or I'm baking something, I feel really good about putting it into my body because I know I'm not going to be inflamed. A lot of people will be like, my cheeks are out to here, my belly is out to here, I have fat on my arms, you're not feeling comfortable. But honestly, if you started making more recipes, spicing things up, and just taking some time to cook up a recipe or bake something, you are gonna see a world of a difference in your body. I had a question the other day about how do I not eat the entire thing because I made banana bread. Again, cut it into smaller pieces. Let me show you. I still have this banana bread, guys. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys the day today. It is, okay, Tuesday, March 18th. Yeah, we have two slices left of banana bread. You seriously gotta take your time when you're consuming anything, guys. The food is always gonna be there. And I actually had about 2 slices of this today. I had maybe one yesterday, and I just take my time. One little square is good enough. For you to be consuming and consuming and consuming, you need to eat your real food first. Usually you're consuming and consuming a lot of food, a lot of crap food, because you haven't eaten whole foods first. You need to consume your whole foods, your breakfast, lunch, dinner, your main meals first before you even opt in for any snacks. Cook and eat your whole foods first, and then enjoy a snack after. Y'all, I don't even know what number we're at, but I think it's number 9. I'm just kind of spitting all these tips at you. If you find that the moment you eat, you're full, and then an hour later, you're starving again, that's usually because you're either snacking or eating a lot of fast burning carbs. Carbs like white rice, white potatoes, or just unhealthy food and meals. When you are spiking your insulin levels every so often throughout the day, your body is going to be completely thrown off. You are only going to spiral into snacking or overeating or overindulging in a lot of saturated fats or a lot of foods that didn't have any nutrients in them, and you're only going to be hungry. You're going to keep eating and you're only going to be hungry. So it's really important to prioritize slow digesting carbs. Slow digesting carbs are going to be carb sources: sweet potato, brown rice pasta, vegetables, oatmeal, quinoa. A lot of you be like, I probably don't like that stuff. Well, retrain your body to like at least one of those items. All right, y'all should not be eating French fries and white rice, white potatoes, and all this fried food and processed burritos and all of this garbage every single day. And even if you're somebody who has a hard time gaining weight, you may not see the fat reflected on the outside, but your organs are going to be clogged. You may not see it, but on the inside, this is why going to doctors is so important. You need to get a body scan, a blood test done of them being to see the fat on your organs. When they tell you how much fat is on your organs, and if it's a lot, that is what causes strokes, heart attacks, a lot of health conditions, and you really high blood pressure, and you really want to work on dropping that down. So you really want to be very mindful of all of the snacking that you're doing, all of the processed food, drive-throughs, takeout orders that you're consuming. Really cut back on that. Portion control is going to save you. Stop eating your emotions and start eating for longevity of health. If you want to be here, if you want to be hot, sexy, thriving in your dream body, then prioritize the goal over your emotions. And lastly here, slow down before you take that first bite. My mom has always taught us to pray when you enter the home, when you leave, when you enter any room, before you eat, when you're at a restaurant. Pray for everything. Thank God for everything. Practice gratitude for everything, because where you currently are, you may not like your body. You may be struggling, but there is somebody who would still trade places with you. There are people in the hospital that would trade places with you. There are people all over the world that would trade places with you. And we take a lot of things for granted. I need you to start to shift your mind and stop taking things for granted. When you start to practice your gratitude and you become a kinder, softer human, you're going to allow God to, because you are not greedy. You are not selfish. You are not over abusing. You are very conscious of your actions, your effort, and your contributions to the world by not wasting, by not being appreciative. The food that is in front of you, the food that is in the fridge, the roof that is over your head. This small practice can allow you to create and build a healthier relationship when it comes to what you are eating. Just overall in life, being grateful. Everything we have, the hair on my head, the clothes that I'm wearing, the knowledge that I have is because of God. And without it, I don't know. But I need you to slow down and change your mindset. Look at the food in front of you. Is it fueling you? Is it adding to you? Is it making you feel sexy? This is the year that you feel sexy in your body, that you feel confident in your body. And how you feel, people can feel your aura and your energy. It's irresistible. It's magnetic. So if you are struggling with building a relationship with food, this is the video that will help you no longer have a terrible, toxic relationship with food. I believe in you. I just need you to believe in yourself. Goals. Believe in who you want to be. Every time you want to self-sabotage, I want you to think about, who are you working towards becoming? Walk as her. Walk as him. Carry yourself. Show up like that leader, who you want to become. Just by changing some habits, you can change your entire life.